Outside of Absalom Station, we see the ship, the Good Intent, with a fresh gold stripe down the middle. And it is setting course throughout the Armada. And as it gets to the perimeter of the Armada, there are two ships that kind of shoot off in random directions. And then another ship barreling straight towards the Good Intent seems to make its way past the Good Intent just the last second without colliding, and the Good Intent vanishes into the drift. This is episode 100. Several weeks earlier, Kima.
You know, I still can't believe it. There are people that I traveled with. We fought together. We faced death multiple times, and yet it doesn't matter how many times you've done right by someone. Screw up once and they'll drop you like a piece of garbage along the road. And as I sat there inside of that wretched cell, the buzz of the force field humming incessantly in my ears, I realized I was all alone. This was going to be my home for a long time. There was nothing in that cell but me, and there was nothing in me but anger. Then he showed up. Told me of a way that I can get out of there. I know he's rotten to the core. He acts like he isn't, but he is just as angry as me. I don't have friends in high places, but I've got some in low places. A brutally low place. But I guess family's family. So I took him up on his offer. It had only been 2 days since I was incarcerated, and when I finally stepped out of the jail, the morning Castrovillian sunrise warmed my face. Fresh morning breeze hit my face, and for a moment, I felt free. Then I heard a voice behind me.
Kima, are you ready to go home?
Home. Home. It kept echoing in my mind. I guess it's the closest thing I'll ever have to a home. And as I got in the transport, the driver closed the door, and for a second, my mind jumped right back into that jail cell. And then I wondered, did I make the right choice? I wondered if I had just traded one prison for another.
Kima takes a long sip of her drink and then looks across the table and asks,
"What do you think?"
The camera pans, but then blacks out before we see who she's talking to. A couple of weeks later, a crowd of passengers disembark from the shuttle into the bay. Domash exits the ship last and steps onto the bay platform. He looks around the room as people scurry away. After the crowd thins, Domash glances at the ground. Bold yellow numbers inches from his toes.
Excuse me, I haven't done this voice in a long time. Docker Bay 94. Back where it all started.
Domash looks towards the information booth. He smiles and walks toward it. The sound of boots on the metal deck plating echoes through the chamber.
This is where I first met Kimi and Rats. I wonder how they're doing.
He hears a flutter and follows the sound to the backside of the information booth. Trapped in an air vent is a signed picture of Rats. Domash laughs as he picks it up. He then makes his way over to the spot where Durivor Creel died. Pausing a moment, he bows his head and pays his respects.
No bloodstains. It's like it's never even happened.
He closes his eyes and the shootout plays before him. The images are etched so indelibly into his mind. Domash flinches as an imaginary shot flies past him. He shakes his head and opens his eyes before heading out of the empty docking bay. Several days later, Domash enters the headmaster's office at the cosmonistry of the empty orbit Solarian school. From behind her desk, a female Kasatha smiles and welcomes Domash to have a seat. How are you, Domash?
Oh boy, I forgot how long this name was. I'm Whale High Sola Tabashad. Oh, dude, I don't know how the fuck to say that name.
Tabashad Osea Marcola.
Sola Tabashad Osea Marcola.
Domash replies courteously. She puts up one of her four hands. Please, call me Tabashad. We will be here all day if you call me by my full name and title all of the time.
I only seek your honor as you deserve.
Well, I am pleased to hear that your intentions are noble. Domash, I have to say that it's only been 1 week, but I can tell that your soul burns brightly. You have accomplished much in such a short time.
I'm just doing the best that I can.
Don't be so modest. I've been a Solarian for a long time, and I have been teaching here at the university nearly as long. I've seen thousands upon thousands of students, and I know when there's a bright star among them.
Well, Your Honor, I appreciate that. It means a lot. Means a lot to hear that from you.
But all is not well, is it?
I just want to be the best Solarian that I can be.
Tabashad looks over Domash. The silence in the room lingers just a moment too long before she says, No, there's more to it than that. It's not simply that you want to hone your skills. Something lurks beneath, eclipsing your ability to move beyond it. And Domash stares out the window into the starfield while Tabashad remains silent.
Well, I set out to explore the stars before, but all I found was death. I guess that statement warrants an explanation. Well, it all began when I played a part in killing a Vest during an investigation. I mean, I didn't want to kill him, but I wasn't willing to lose my life. It was him and me, and in some ways, it was forced upon me. But I could have tried to use non-lethal force. But again, in the dead of the moment, you're not really thinking about should I kill him or not. But when his body hit the ground, all I can think was, did this man have a spouse, children? Who else was affected by his death? Could he have turned out differently if given the chance? But I mean, I'll never know. He's dead because of me. And I mean, honestly, that was just the beginning. I mean, the horrors on the Drift Rock when we went out there, the fishes, demons, the Ikatas trying to affect us with the young. Their whole existence is dedicated on taking life. They're sinister and evil, and they don't even know it. I thought, surely I'm better than them, but honestly I'm not. To have survived this far, many others had to die. So how am I any different than those creatures? And then, there's Krios, a friend of mine, who I started this whole adventure with. When he passed away, he was an android. He didn't have the emotional struggle that, I do. But he was just kind of an anchor for me in that early onset, because he was the first person I really talked to when I got here. So I kind of latched onto that semi-friendship. He had this, this childlike obliviousness to it and what I was experiencing. And it, that kind of kept me grounded a bit. And when he protected us, and all it did is cost us his life. Part of me feels like I'm responsible for it. Maybe if I wasn't so crippled by all these holes we had faced, he might be still alive. As time passed, I resolved to protect my friends and honor this other sentient life. Honestly, I started using weaponry that kind of just went non-lethal, but honestly, it really didn't change anything. No matter what I did, nothing turned out okay. I refused to kill a sentient life, and then I watched as my friend Keeman heedlessly killed somebody. My mother was put in danger, and the man that kidnapped her filled my mind with images of how he tortured her. So I killed him.
Domash's head drops.
Then the worst started to happen. I kept seeing that man, Tahoman, in my mind. He just followed me everywhere, claiming I would pick up where he left off. I just became an agent of destruction. I was so filled with doubt that sometimes I couldn't even distinguish friend from foe. My friends started to become wary of me. It's like I've lost almost everyone, and now I'm afraid that I'm losing myself.
Domash, any one of those experiences could be enough to break a person, and yet you have endured them all. You are stronger than you know.
Perhaps, Yana, but I just can't stand it any longer.
Domash strolls over to the window.
I look out, and I just see a world just waiting to be explored, but when I get there, it's just death and destruction.
Tabashad pours some tea in 2 cups. Please, sit down and have a drink. Domash takes a moment and then returns to his seat. After an incredibly long sip, Tabashad places her cup on the table. Domash, part of our training here includes being able to hone your mind. In the heat of battle, chaos can run amok, and a Solarian is at their best if they can will calm into the situation. There are a series of techniques we use to help us do this. Domash begins to nervously tap his fingers on his leg.
How long is that going to take?
The process is admittedly slow, but it's also very successful.
I appreciate it, but I just can't wait for something like that. These emotions, these demons, they just need to go now.
Tabashad sits back in her chair. She looks to the side before returning her gaze. Domash, the best thing for you is to remain here. That will give you the greatest opportunity to overcome that which holds you back.
No, I've been doing my own research, and I think there might be another option that can do what I need to do now. I can just use a mnemonic editor.
Tabashad's fist hits her desk. A sudden motion catches both of them off guard before Tabashad returns to her measured tone. You must not use the mnemonic editor.
Why not?
We are the sum of our experiences, good and bad. Solarians know this even more, as we must seek a balance between creation and destruction. It's a natural dualistic cycle. Our techniques will inform the person that you are to deal with the parts of your life that give you pause. A mnemonic editor will forever alter you by removing what makes you, you. You will have your memories, but they will seem to be someone else's. I cannot speak against this enough. Domash shifts in his seat and then leans towards Tabashad.
Look, I get your concern, but if you had been through what I have been through, you'd understand this. Domash looks low, his eyes darting back and forth in contemplation. No, I'm going to use the editor. He looks up at Tabashad. With respect, had I come here sooner, I might have been able to hold out for your teachings, but I fear that I'm too far gone.
Tabashad's shoulders droop, and she sighs. She stands and walks over to a wall covered in photos of past students. Her eyes scan several pictures before she speaks. Very well. I know that I cannot stop you, but I can be here for you. Know this, the editor is not without risks. Not all experience negative side effects, but you could experience memory flashes, loss of time, and general disorientation.
Honestly, it's nothing I really haven't dealt with already.
Tabashad moves towards Domash, placing 2 of her hands on his shoulders. Your light shines brightly, Domash. It will grow dimmer once you go through with this, but you will still outshine so many others even so. You can trust me to stay the journey.
Thank you, Headmaster.
A few days later, in the dim red light of Little Akiton, the sound of footsteps echo throughout the sparsely populated corridor. Stacks of seemingly random crates line the hallway. Clouds of steam escape from damaged pipes. The night cycle has been in full swing for hours now. A human man wearing thick black leather boots makes his way towards the ring of Absalom Station. An occasional rat scurries across his path as he walks in silence. A bulky case, slung over one of his shoulders, sways with the rhythm of his steps. His black leather trench coat wafts gently in the air. He passes by a stack of crates near an intersection of a side corridor. The human peers from under the brim of his black cowboy hat, seeing a Yusoki and 3 orcs bathed in a red light, roughing up a lanky Riforian. The chain-swinging Yusoki and the man lock eyes briefly as the human's cigar glows orange in the dimly lit corridor, and he disappears around the corner. The Yusoki motions to the orcs, who drop the Riforian around the corner. The entourage walks towards the man. At the head of the group, the Yusoki begins twirling the chain, the clanking echoing throughout. He draws back his hood, revealing matted, dirty fur, before loudly clearing his throat and saying in a small, nasally voice, "Hey, what do you think you're doing, pal?" Without turning around, the human gruffly replies,
"I'm just walking here."
"Well, that's gonna cost you, you see, because this is my turf," the Yusoki retorts as he thumps his chest with a fist.
Pretty sure it belongs to everyone.
A wise ass, eh? Are you guys hearing what I'm hearing? The orcs nod. One says something in Orcish. "That's right, disrespect." He then loudly whistles. 3 more orcs appear down the hall, encircling the human. The human stops and turns around to face the Yusoki.
Look, I've had a bad day. I'm just not really up for this.
Not up for this? He's out for a stroll in Little Ackyton and he isn't up for this? Isn't that funny, boys? Now you got one choice. Drop that case and walk out of here alive. Or keep the case and we'll stuff your lifeless body in it once we've stolen your stuff. The Yusoki motions an orc forward. Now Mongo here will take your generous contribution to maintaining our lovely corridor of Little Ackyton, and then you can be on your merry way. The orc stops near the human and holds his hand out.
That's quite a dilemma. Real Sophie's choice here. Let me think about it for a sec.
The human takes a long drawl of a stubby cigar in his mouth as his face, shoulder-length hair, and black cowboy hat reflect the orange glow. As he exhales a puff of smoke, he blows it into the orc's face.
No.
The orc looks back to the rat. "What do you mean? No. It's one or the other."
I'll think I have my case. And beat it, too.
"Last chance!" The human takes another draw on the cigar and then presses it into the orc's chest. The orc doesn't flinch. "Alright, whatever. We'll do this the fun way." He nods to the orc. The orc pushes the human, who stumbles backwards but remains on his feet. The orc steps up, pushing the human again, over and over, until he crashes into the wall. The human reaches for a small cylinder on his belt and brings it up quickly to strike the orc, but the orc grabs his wrist and restrains it. He leans into the human with his body and pries the cylinder from his hand. He then shouts something in Orcish. "Seems he wants your toothpick, too." The orc picks his teeth with the cylinder and laughs.
I wouldn't really do that if I were you. It's not a toothpick.
The orc snorts and rips the case from the human, the clasp breaking. The orc steps back and says in broken common, "Thanks, use." As he continues filling with the toothpick, his finger slips and hits a button on the side. From both ends, points rapidly extend outward until the object is 6 feet long. One end pierces the orc's head and comes out the other end. The other side shoots downward and goes just beneath the human's groin, who jumps slightly.
It's a pike.
The orc's eyes grow dull as he begins to slump over and falls on top of the human, pinning him against the wall. The pike pierces the human's trench coat, trapping him. Did you just kill Mongo? The human looks around as the orc slowly advanced. Blood begins rushing down, covering the human and pooling on the ground. Grunting, he says,
No, Mongo killed Mongo. You all saw that, right?
The Yusoki's eyes widen. He shouts, He killed Mongo! Get him, boys! The orcs bellow and roar and begin running towards the human, who begins struggling to move the body.
Shit.
The crowd moves closer, and he grows more frantic in his movements. Finally, his eyes light up, and he presses the button on the pike, retracting it, freeing his coat, and dropping to the ground. He crawls out from under the body. He stands up just as an orc swings a fist at him. The human dives and rolls as the orc continues swinging, denting the walls with each swing. Another orc corners the human, who is now lying on the ground. The first orc slams a fist down as the human rolls away. A second orc swings downward and the human rolls back the other way, then quickly standing up, hitting his head on a large circular valve in the wall. He grabs his head in pain as the two orcs on either side of him rear back and throw punches directly towards his head. The human ducks and the orcs knock each other down. The human sighs, relieved, and stands back up. A third orc charges straight at him. His eyes get really big. He looks behind him and turns the valve, releasing a torrent of hot gas. The orc runs into the gas and screams in pain as he stumbles backwards. Come on, you useless idiots! Get him! The remaining orcs converge on the human. Several large stacks of boxes nearly 10 feet high sit next to the human. He hops on top of the unconscious orc and climbs the stack of boxes. Standing up, his head nearly touches the ceiling. The orcs begin smashing the boxes from down below. Splinters fill the air as the human runs from the stack to stack just as they collapse. The Yusoki draws a laser pistol and begins taking shots. As the human nears the last stack of boxes, he sees a pipe overhead running the width of the corridor. He leaps from the final stack and presses the button on the retractable tactical pike. The rod extends and he grabs the other side of it and slides across the pipe like a zip line. The orcs down below roar as the human laughs.
Damn orcs!
Then, out of the corner of his eye, a blinding flash of light grows bigger as he is hit in the head by a laser shot. The human falls to the ground, face down, his pike landing nearby. Groaning, he pushes himself up and sees he is surrounded by 3 orcs and the Yusoki. With a pistol trained on him, the Yusoki says, Just who the hell are you? The human stands tall, but stumbles a little.
My friends call me B.
Well, B, you can call me Rat Overlord.
That's pretty stupid.
The Yusoki's eyes twitch. All right, boys, beat him almost to death. I'll take the final blow. The orcs move in. B glances quickly, and finding the retracted pike, cartwheels over it, picking it up. As he lands on his feet, an orc drills him in the chest with a fist, knocking B back over a small stack of boxes. He lands on the ground next to a half-naked, drunken dwarf and an Astrozoan having sex. The two stop, bewildered looks on their face.
Hey, don't let me interrupt a good thing.
V says as an orc grabs him and throws him across the corridor. Another orc catches him and slams him down to the ground. Prone, but with pike in hand, B pushes the button, springboarding himself up, and pierces the orc in the heart, who drops to the ground. The 2 remaining orcs and the Yusoki run at B. B looks around and sees the cloud of gas filling the corridor. He runs past it, vanishing from view. Get him! The Yusoki shouts as the trio runs through the cloud. As they exit the gas, they see B standing still, facing them. Startled, the trio pauses a moment. You killed my boys, but I'm willing to overlook it if you leave that case and walk away. The Yusoki breathes heavily.
Okay. I'll leave the toothpick, too.
Good, the Yusoki says. Now kill him, boys! The orcs take a step.
Wait. Just one more thing. I've been trying to quit smoking, so you can have my cigar, too.
B flips the cigar through the air into the cloud of gas. Gas ignites, knocking everyone off their feet. B stands up, coughing, picks up the case, and he looks around. The final 2 orcs, their backs torn open from the explosion, lie dead on a pile of rubble. Between their heads, the Yusoki lies trapped, breathing rapidly. The Yusoki eyes, filled with terror, begins groveling. B kneels down and their eyes meet. I'm sorry. Please let me go, please. B lights another cigar, and after a long draw, looks at the orcs, and then back to the Yusoki.
Sorry about that. I've been a little depressed lately. Therapy hasn't helped. You could probably get a couple more of those really cheap, but I'll be honest with you. They're not really your friends.
B stands up to leave, and as he turns around, the Yusoki catches a glimpse of his badge with the letters ASS. Outside of a dilapidated shop in a rundown part of the Spike, a small, stout Farron can be seen just inside the front door. He retrieves a nearby stool and steps up. His green fingers reach toward the open sign and flip it to closed. He steps back down, stowing the stool, and exits the building. Judging by his rhythmic motions, he's done this day after day for years. He locks the door to the building and activates a shutter system that covers the doors and windows. After congratulating himself for a hard day's work, he leaves the shop. The tech block in big letters on the side of the building, and he walks down the street. After a few minutes has passed, a small Yusoki scurries up to the front door, checking the locks. He darts to the windows and checks each one before scurrying back towards a nearby sewer grate. Lifting the lid, he disappears down the access cover for a moment before coming back up. Just as he props his head above the access point, a pair of boots appears nearly straddling the gate. Startled, the Yusoki gasps.
Nothing?
A feminine voice answers.
Not true. You're always up to something, Blip.
The tension in Blip's voice relaxes slightly.
Kima?
The woman nods.
Well, what brings you to this part of the Spike? Nothing to do with me, I hope.
Kima sighs, searching for words. In the silence, a disheveled human walks by. Credits, please.
Scram!
The human presses, his attention turning towards Kima. Please, I have nothing. I'm so hungry. Kima reaches into her pocket and throws him some credits.
It should at least be enough for lunch at the Bang Bang.
Thank you. Could you spare some change for the bus fare?
Go away!
The man hurries off.
That wasn't very nice, Blip.
He's a greedy bastard. Must be nice having enough money to give away. Not that I would ever give away credits, mind you.
Blip, look. I have a job for you.
Is it the paying kind?
Kima smiles awkwardly.
Maybe?
Blip scoffs.
What the hell does that mean?
It means that I don't know.
Listen, I appreciate the thought, but I can't work for you because in some way it means I'm working for him. I never had a problem with you, Kima. I consider us friends, but as for your father...
He is not my father.
As for Zosos, that man can go into a pit of avocados for all I care.
Blip.
That asshole hired me for my very special and unique skills. Now I'm an honest thief, Kima. Aren't I an honest thief?
The most.
Absolutely. We had an agreement and I honored it by taking my fair share plus a little extra slice. I'm a thief, damn it. If I'm not stealing from everyone, it's not right.
The thank you cards you leave behind are a nice touch, too.
Aren't they? I mean, who does that? A caring person, if you ask me. But that last job? Oh, that last job. Biggest one of the lot. Job done, and what does he do? Shows up at my warehouse and takes everything. Everything! My life's work, I used to do some high-stakes robbery, and now I'm reduced to this. Robbing shitty tech shops in the Spike. It's going to take forever to get back to the life I had.
Kima kneels down next to Blip.
Look, I can't promise you that it's a paying job, but it will give you a chance to stick it to Zozos.
Blip's ears perk up.
Yeah?
Kima smiles.
Yeah, if we're lucky, there's gonna be some loot for you as well.
Blip looks at the shop across the street.
make life tough on Zosos and a chance for payday? Beats this shit.
Blit pulls himself up out of the sewer and then sets the remote down.
Okay, I'm in.
Kima grins.
Great. I'll fill you in on the way.
They begin walking away. After a moment, the human beggar walks up and picks up the remote. Fumbling with it, he presses the button, and the tech block walls disintegrate. Later on, nighttime. After having left the corridor, Bashea walks up to Domash's residence. As he approaches the front door, he notices it's not completely shut. Inside, he glimpses 3 people carrying a motionless Domash. Roll a perception check for me.
22.
22. You are peering in through this front door. And as you see the people carrying the body out the backside, catch a glimpse of somebody that looks kind of familiar. But you don't quite see the face, you just see the hair like whip around. And as you're sitting there trying to take the scene in, trying to decide what to do, you hear but cannot react in time. There's 2 people behind you and they just knock you out cold. Fast forward a few days. Domash, you wake up in complete darkness, lying on the floor. It's hard metal composite, and you're kind of like trying to make sense of what's going on. You sit up, kind of move around, and then a blinding light turns on. And then filling the chamber of this square 20 by 20 room, you hear a male voice speak out. Domash, wake up, sleepyhead. It's time we talk.
He's like rubbing his eyes like, do I know you?
I don't think we've met, but I'm very familiar with you. And been keeping an eye on you for a while. Think you might know someone very near and dear to my heart. Kima.
He like noticeably grimaces. He goes, oh yeah, I know her.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a bit unpredictable, isn't she?
It's a bit of an understatement, I'd say.
But I'm not here to talk about Kima. I'm here to talk about what you know about some sort of super weapon.
Domash kind of like, he kind of tries to make his face as blank as possible. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, Domash, don't play me for a fool. I've been in this business a long time, and I study the people I work with very carefully. And I know you were aboard that drift rock. And I know that was part of a larger structure. And through some favors owed to me, I discovered what that structure is, and I want it. So you're gonna tell me what you know.
I'm assured you, I have no idea what you're talking about. The Drift Rock, we just went there just to see who got the rights for owning it.
That's all. The rights, huh?
Oh, yeah. That's what we were paid to do. That's what we did.
And tell me why you were reported being on Castrovel, exploring an ancient temple. Just finding out who got the rights to that, too?
I mean, I'm an explorer, right? That's kind of my primary gig. That's what I grew up being. So, went home, met the family, and got permission to go explore.
With the same people, mostly, from the Drift Rock. You all just went on a little vacation to the jungles of Ukalam, huh? That's what you call relaxing?
Hey, you know what? I mean, relaxing for me. I know some of us didn't exactly enjoy it, but who doesn't like a nice therapeutic walk in the woods, yeah?
Yeah, who doesn't? I'll tell you what, I'm gonna let you think a little bit longer on this, because I know you just did something to your head. It's messing with your memory. So why don't you just relax, and I'll check back in with you later.
Hey, just a word of advice. They say first impressions are the most important, and you've made a very bad one. I mean...
Well, I enjoy being bad. And the lights go out.
Oh, ominous, mate. Oh, I'm shaking in my boots in here.
And you hear nothing in response. It is dead silent. And it goes on for who knows how long. And eventually you kind of lose track of time. And you fall back asleep. An indeterminate amount of time later, you are suddenly awoken by the door just sliding right open, and light shines in. You're in your small cell, and there's like a little rectangle of light on the floor. What do you do?
Alright, come back to question me again?
It's no answer.
He's Domash gonna stand up, then I guess try to walk towards the door.
If you hop on roll 20, I've got you there on the map. So you walk over to the door, no one's there. You peer out into this hallway, and it's about 15 feet wide, goes on probably another 100 feet to the north. To the south, you see where the corridor bends around to the west. It's just quiet.
He's just gonna kind of walk out and peer around.
You're in a cell.
I was in a cell.
Yeah, the door's open.
The door's open.
Okay.
He said that.
Oh, I must have missed it.
I guess you did.
So
yeah, he just kind of... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. What are you doing?
He kind of just looks around. He's like, where the hell am I?
So you're looking up and down this hallway. The walls are kind of like a blue-gray color. It's kind of got that, I don't know what it's called, that metal plating that's got the raised bumps on them. I can't remember what it's called. It's not like what you drive ATVs up on and stuff. It's got this textured pattern to it. And every 25 feet or so, you see a blue light on the wall just kind of illuminating the area. Floor is this gray color, and then the ceilings go up about 15 feet tall. And you see to your north, there's several doors. Look similar to what you have, what the room that you came out of.
He's just gonna walk north to the first door and just try to see if he can open it. Well, let's hope I'm not the only one here. He tries to open the first door.
You go to open it, and it's locked. Can't get in.
Well, can't say I didn't try then. He's just gonna go on the last two and just do the same, just to double check to make sure if they can open or not.
Okay. So you're making your way all the way up north?
Yeah, he's gonna go to the next door, try to open it, and then if that doesn't work, then the next one.
Okay, yeah, you try to open that one up. It doesn't seem to open.
Okay, then I'll just move on. I assume the next one's not gonna open either, so...
As you get to the next door in this section, Roll a perception check.
Ooh. I haven't rolled with this character in a freaking hot minute. Natural 20 for 31.
Ooh. Okay, natural 20. You are sitting there struggling, trying to figure out how to open these doors, and you can't make any headway. But then you hear around the corner something moving. Sounds like maybe a single entity, ever so quietly walking about.
I guess. It's coming towards me?
Doesn't sound like it's necessarily working its way towards you, but you just hear like something's moving around, and the footsteps seem like they're just kind of meandering, like not with any definite purpose.
I guess he'll peer. He'll go up and like try to stealthily peer around the corner.
Okay.
Like kind of peek his head over to see if he can see anything.
As you peer around the corner, the exact same moment, you see somebody else peering around the corner at you, and it's Officer Bashea.
Of course it is.
Officer Bashea, is that you?
Domash?
I mean, good to see you, mate, but what the hell are you... What are you doing here?
I have...
What am I?
Absolutely no idea.
Oh, great. So we're in the same boat then. Well, I guess it's good to see some sort of friendly face here.
Ah, Domash, it's been so long.
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
How's Rats doing, and how's Kima?
He kind of gets like this, like embarrassed look on his face, and he's like, I guess, do you want the good news or the bad news, mate? Like, which one's first?
I'm not gonna lie, I could really use some good news right now.
He goes, well, the good news is, last time I spoke to Rats, he was doing pretty well. Not like I can remember. You know, a little stressed out, but who isn't these days?
And Kima?
Well, no easy way to tell you this, mate. She got arrested and put in jail back on Castroville. For, like, she murdered somebody.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's heavy.
Yeah, a little bit. Just be glad you didn't say it.
But she's doing okay, though?
I mean, I imagine she doesn't like, me or Rats as much anymore. I don't know how good the cells are down there. I've never been in prison, so...
I'm sure she's fine.
Yeah, you know what? I'll agree. I think she kind of deserves a little bit worse than what she's getting, but that's neither here nor there.
It's good to see you, Domash.
Hey, officer, good to see you too. Did you also have a guy come into your cell and ask you a whole bunch of questions?
I gotta be honest, Domash, I have no idea.
Do you have...
It's almost as if I, didn't exist up until, about 2 minutes ago. That's the amount of information that I have.
I mean, he's, kind of stunned. He's like, huh. I mean, what? Mate, are you alright? Are you good, mate?
I don't know. He tears up a little bit.
No. Alright. Well,
after the last time we met, there were some issues with my wife. And things just haven't been the same. I don't know. I don't even know what's normal anymore.
Domarch kind of puts his hand on his shoulder and goes, mate, I can be completely honest with you right now. That is sentiment that you and I can both agree on.
He, steps in and brings you in for a hug.
Alright, I guess this is happening now. And he kind of, slowly, closes the hug, awkwardly patting his back, yeah, man, it'll be alright.
You pat his back, and you notice that, he's got rippling muscles under his uniform. He looks way more cut than the last time you have seen him.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. You been working out a bit? Because last time I saw you, you didn't look this defined.
Yeah, I have. It's after all that craziness with Madeline, I had to kind of find myself. I tried going on vacation. That ended in disaster. So then I just really tried working on myself. I started doing CrossFit.
Domarch goes under his breath. He's like, "Oh man,
you should really come with me sometime. It's a great time. You'd enjoy yourself."
I mean, I'm kind of dealing with my own stuff right now. That
CrossFit will sort that all right out for you.
I mean, I have a kind of a school I'm going to that schedule's pretty heavy. So I mean,
you could consider CrossFit a school.
Okay, I'm gonna just change the subject real quick. Kind of the situation at hand.
I could really use a gym buddy, that's all I'm saying.
Alright, well, I'll think about it. What did you see where you came from? What's over there?
Darkness.
Kind of like my ex-marriage. It was just dark.
Kind of like the nights after Madeline kicked me out.
So, at this point, as you two are talking, you hear that there's a shout from around the corner.
Well, it seems that there's yelling around the corner now. That's a new development.
Are you alright? For real? You kind of why are you trying to narrate or describe what's going on? I hear it. I can see what's going on.
I'm just so alone.
Okay. Well, we should probably get away from all that yelling. I don't think they're gonna be friendly.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're hearing and then as it gets closer and closer, it's on the opposite corner of where you guys are kind of sitting there, and he's like, no, please don't. And you see this diminutive, this small green person, and they're being shoved into a capsule, and there are these 4 small robots. They're hovering in the air. They've got this big dome shape, and then they've got these little fingers, tentacles kind of hanging from them.
I'm gonna assume I don't have any of my gear.
No, you don't have any of your gear.
Cool.
And it's escorting this lonely humanoid figure into this canister at the other end of the hallway.
You see Officer Bashay's eyes narrow, and he turns around and he goes, "A citizen is in trouble. Hold on, buddy."
Wait, hold on a minute.
And he charges in.
All right, everybody roll initiative.
Everybody?
Everybody roll initiative. All right, Kima, give me that inish.
It is a modified 20.
20, all right. And we've got Blip.
Same.
Okay,
What?
who's got the higher?
I have a
Doesn't.
plus 6.
Oh, we can choose. I have a plus 6
Oh.
also. You can choose whoever wants to go, and I want her to go because she has get 'em.
Okay. Tactically
You
sound.
don't know that.
Bashaya.
Kevin knows that though.
9.
All right.
Oh, wow.
He's the one who's charging too. Domash.
23.
23. All right.
Natty 19. Baby.
Baby.
So, I have nothing.
What do we have? We have anything?
Just hang on that, Mr.
Okay.
Blip.
I will.
Yeah. Do
this
that.
We got our wits and our
This-
muscles.
This limits my combat effectiveness.
It's fine. Just run up to them and explode with your jizz power.
Yeah, just
I mean, that's...
pull your armor on and then jump on them.
Yeah, I guess. Do I even have my armor, or is that gone?
No, you have your armor, but you don't have like any weapons.
Okay, good.
All right, make sure I got enough.
Well, hold him off for 3 rounds.
Bebo,
Okay.
Bebo.
So it's round 1. Domash, you're up first.
He kind of like is... Bashay, wait. Damn. He's quick. That CrossFit's really kind of working out for him. He's just gonna move... like... I don't know, 25 feet or 30 feet, whichever. Let's see. Heck, 30 feet, and he's going to attune. That's a phrase I haven't used in a long time. Going into photon. I almost said solar. That's different. That's a different thing. So once again, he feels that very familiar sense of energy rush, like kind of start to build up.
Okay, so you take off towards them, and as you're moving, you see that like little green humanoid figure gets shoved into this canister by one of the robots, and then the robot like activates a mechanism, and the door begins to shut. So I've moved to the one on the screen whose turn it was, and that's their action. And then there is another one of these robots. They're all identical. It turns to see that you're rushing towards it, so it's going to move toward you guys to protect itself here. So it's flying over to you. And that's about all the closer that it can get. And then it's going to take a shot with a some kind of integrated pistol. Pretty sure that's a miss with a 12.
Yeah.
Against your EAC. All right, so it's flying towards you, and it just completely misses you. And it's now Kima's turn. Kima, Blip, you guys.
Where are we at?
I am going to reveal this right now. Yeah, so you and Blip, you burst through this door, and you are now. Let me reveal just a little more so you can see the door. You burst through the door, and you have the Bashea's and Domash's weapons, and you are like hurriedly trying to get to them.
Okay. First off, is there like a door in front of me, or what are those little markings?
Those are just like markings on the wall. There are 2 doors here.
Okay. Never mind. I was hoping there was a way around. Okay. I run in, and for my ability, I use Get 'em, so my allies get a +1 against.
I think it's just me at the moment.
No, yeah, true. Let's go with against green because it's closest. Yeah. I burst into the hallway, and I run up as far as I can, and for my ability, use Get 'em on the green guy,
All right,
the green robot.
Blip, she told you to get him. It's your turn.
Well, I guess it's time to get him. I'm going to also move 30 feet, and I am going to do what she says.
He gets him.
I get him. I'm going to shoot my... whatever this is. What is this? Advanced semi-auto pistol. That is a modified 20.
That is a hit.
Nice.
Hell to the yeah. That is 11 points of piercing damage.
Oh, dang, man. All right, so yeah, you
Blip.
You blow off like a good chunk of the bottom side of this thing, and a couple of the arms like fall off. That was a massive hit on that thing.
You know it.
And it strangely is that one's turn now, so it is going to attempt to hit you with its integrated pistol. There we go. It's going to be a 22 against EAC.
When you said you, did you mean blip?
To blip, yeah.
Yeah. 22 EAC?
Yes.
Damn you haven't bar one.
Okay, so that is 2 points of electricity damage, but it's non-lethal.
As a reaction, I would like to immediately fall prone and attempt a bluff check.
Okay.
Wow. And you were worried you weren't going to get a chance to use this.
The DC of this check, Chris, is 15 plus 1.5 times the opponent's CR.
Okay, so I don't have to roll anything, you just...
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you can figure that out while I roll this, I don't think that's going to do it. That's only a 20.
No, you got it.
Yeah. So he... this is an ability called Feign Death.
Okay.
Whenever you take damage, you can attempt to feign death as a reaction. You immediately fall prone, and against each opponent that is aware of you. Any opponent that you succeed against believes that you are dead, but they all have the same CR, right?
Yes.
So this would work against everybody. Any opponent that you succeed against believes that you are dead and acts accordingly, unless it inspects your body as a standard action.
Okay. So anybody that witnessed it, okay. So you... Alright, good job. You feigned death.
Wait,
Yeah!
that doesn't mean I believe it, right?
The DC
Okay,
would be
alright.
what your DC would be way higher.
Okay.
So yeah, you know that I'm just faking.
Yeah, it'd be like,
Plus, you've probably seen him do this 1,000
True.
times,
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
so she probably just like rolls her eyes like, always for the theatrics, and then like keeps going.
It's like on Community, how Pierce always fakes heart attacks.
So Blip is seemingly dead to these robots. Another one of the robots that was near this chamber begins to move towards Domash and Bashea and is going to fire at Domash, being closer. That is gonna be a 21 against EAC.
Yep.
Min damage 2, non-lethal as this electricity hits you. It's like a low voltage. It hits Domash, and it is now the man who charged in to begin with, Bashea.
Lightning fast. His eyes set on a singular goal: stopping injustice.
Ineffectively.
He's charging as slow as possible. Domash runs out in front of him.
Oh shit.
So then,
I'm sorry, I didn't even think that.
no, you're fine. Bashea advances forward, and then does like a little flavor wall run to get around Domash. And he charges right up to this robot, and he rears back a fist and tries to punch it.
Okay.
Keyword is tries.
This is a 27 versus KAC.
Well, that's definitely a hit.
This is 15 bludgeoning
Oh.
damage.
Dang. Okay. Yeah, it's a wonder this thing is still hovering. You pretty much knocked it within an inch of its life. Yeah, you strike this thing and you don't like cut it open because it's bludgeoning damage, but you see sparks like shooting out every which way of this thing, and it's like and it's just hovering in front of you.
Bashea pulls his hands back and he's like, ow! Starts shaking out his hand.
Okay, so it's round 2. Domash, right in front of you. You see Bashea like pulling back his hands. I mean, he dealt a tremendous blow, but he's like grabbing his fist in pain. What do you do?
Well, I attune for a second round, so that's taken care of. And because I don't have anything, I can't really do a whole lot.
Punch him, Domash. They're brittle.
I mean, your hand looks like it hurts, but sure, why not? So he's gonna run 30 feet up and punch this robot. Hopefully. It's a natural 20.
Nice. Very nice.
For a 27.
That's amazing. Okay, well, bruised and bloodied. Crit effect, bleed.
Do robots bleed?
Oil starts leaking out of the
Spoiler
robot.
alert. No, they don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Unless constructs are immune to that.
I believe they are.
But the second part of this will definitely take effect. The target is staggered for 1 round.
They might be immune to that too.
Well, it's a while before its turn goes, so...
I'll look it up.
You look it up, but go ahead and do your damage there, Domash.
That's 10 damage. I actually got max damage.
Nice.
But I don't know, can they take non-lethal damage? Since it's just an unarmed strike?
Yeah. This is immune to non-lethal damage.
Wait, what?
Right here. Construct immunity is non-lethal damage.
So they can't take it then.
Correct.
Cool. So I literally can't do anything.
Oh, well then my punch did no damage too.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Man, it's fun I don't have any gear and I have to wait 3 rounds to do anything.
That's a different story. Okay, so Domash runs up, does his best, but just can't seem to do anything. It is now one of the drones, the drone that put the creature inside. It's their turn, and they're going to stay put like they're guarding. And if you're looking over that way, you notice like there's a counter over top of the door, and it just ticks up every round. And it is the one in front of Bashea's turn, and it is going to fire another pistol. That's going to be 21 against EAC.
That's a hit.
Okay, and damage again, 2 points of non-lethal. Kima, it is your turn.
All right. I'm too far away for any of my weapons to work right now, so I'm going to run up 30 feet. As I'm running up, I pull out my static arc pistol and shoot the green one. Oh, that'll be a 22.
That is a hit.
Okay. Oh, yes. All right. That's max for 9 points of damage.
And
AC.
you kill it. It falls to the ground in a husk, sparking.
All right.
Blip. You're still lying on the ground prone.
Okay, so I'm not seeing anything about universal monster rules with construct immunities about staggered. I see stunning, they're immune to stunning, sleep, paralysis, mind affecting, unless staggered is mind affecting. But I'm not seeing fatigue, exhaustion. I'm not seeing. Does the staggered require a fortitude save?
No, there was no save on the card.
Okay, then yeah, it should be staggered then.
Okay. And I don't care. I don't care. This is my game, so that damage that you guys dealt goes through.
Okay.
Nice.
My world.
They're flesh robots.
Don't say that. That's disgusting.
Blip is going to kip up and stand from prone as a reaction, using his reaction for this round to do that. He's going to use his trick attack, which I totally forgot about because it's been how many episodes since I've been an operative? 7. And he's going to roll a. I'm a thief archetype, so I can roll either perception or sleight of hand. I'm going to roll sleight of hand. The DC. That's a natural 20 on that. So that's a 37 for a trick attack. For a trick attack, that's not a natural 20 on that hit. But right now it's flat-footed to me.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and roll a natural 20 right here. That's a 5. Oh, that's a 13 against KAC.
And it's flat-footed.
It is flat-footed to me.
That is a hit.
All right, so since I hit it, it is now flat-footed to everybody. And we're going to roll a lot of damage. This is against the blue guy, probably FYI, if you didn't already know.
The blue or the purple?
He means purple because the blue is out of his sight.
Okay.
Shut up. This is going to be a lot of dice right here. Boys.
He's color stupid.
Oh, man, he's going to die so hard. 22 piercing.
He's dead.
Nice.
Jeez, you one-shotted him. Yeah, you blast it backwards.
Trick attack damage.
You blast it backwards and it crashes into the red door and just falls to the ground.
Ha! Got him!
I just imagine that he crashes into the launch door, so the goblin just gets thrown out into space. Way to go, Blip! You got him!
That's what I just said! I got him!
Alright, so the next one Hema took care of. Now the one that's dealing with Domash is staggered, so that's one move or one standard, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, it is going to... Dang it, I can't get both people. Alright, it's just going to go ahead and fire with its pistol again. Pretty sure that's a miss with a 13 against EAC.
Yep.
Alright, so... Yeah, I mean, you hit it so hard. And by the way, you crit this thing, and these things are vulnerable to crits. So, I mean, you really messed it up. Its targeting systems are all off. It's kind of like, maybe it like fires off multiple smaller shots. It like, it goes right over your head. And it's now Bashea's turn.
Bashea is still like nursing his hand a little bit. But then he just kind of like grits his teeth and goes to throw another haymaker.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 17 versus KAC.
That'll do.
Oh, okay.
That'll do, Donkey.
That is 13 bludgeoning damage.
It is also dead.
Nice.
Yeah, sparks fly up like into your face. I mean, not like burning you, but like just like flies up in every direction, and it just
scarring my
ground.
face.
Scarring your beautiful face. No.
I've punched the crap out of this thing, and I move forward to assist Domash.
Damn it.
What?
Nothing. It's all good.
I don't need your help.
Yeah, you do. I don't even know who you are. And as Bashea is moving in, he's like, Domash. It's almost like I can hear her voice. That beautiful little jailbird.
I just realized what you said.
Okay, it is now round 3. Domash, you're up.
So if I take a 5 foot, like a guarded step back, that 10-foot radius won't hit B, right? I just want to double check.
Let's see.
Correct.
Yes.
It's overkill, but fuck it. I haven't used super. He kind of like he goes, hey, Officer Bashea, you might want to put some sunglasses on, and he like winks at him as he kind of glides back, and you see like all
It's like, wait, I don't get it.
You see like all this paint, like the red energy around him just starts to like glow, and it like kind of gets like, it looks like it's expanding out, and it like explodes. Chris, I need you to roll a reflex save.
Okay, my favorite. We find what their reflex is. It's better than their will.
And you're probably gonna pass.
That is a 10.
Oh, you failed.
Ooh.
So this all is gonna go through. I don't think there's any machine parts left. I think it just evaporated. It has like this just explosion of sunlight or starlight comes out of from his body, and it's 30 points of fire damage.
Yeah, it's gone. In fact, the only thing that's left after the glow goes away is like the shadows, like on the wall.
On the wall.
Yeah.
So
Shay's like, I don't have any sunglasses, my eyes.
And after that, he kind of like shakes his arms and goes, "Oh, man, you have no idea how good that feels."
It feels pretty bad on my corneas.
All right, add the blinded condition to your character.
I like it. All right, so that's the end of round 3. It's round 4. It's still in rounds here. You see that there are a total of like 6 lights on this chamber, and through the window, like the glass, you can kind of see this little green goblin beating on the window like, help, help, but you can barely hear him through the window, and you kind of feel like once all 6 of those lights come on, something bad is going to happen. And there's like a key panel. I don't know if you can see it. There's like a control station like right here next to the door.
Oh, that's what those are.
And it's now Kima's turn because all the robots are dead.
Okay, I run up. I double move to get to the control panel
Okay.
and try and figure out if I can do anything. But I guess that's all for my turn.
Yeah. So you double move. That consumes all your effort for the rest of the turn. Blip. You are up next. You see this creature inside just banging on the glass, fearing for its life.
Since Kima went up to try and help it, I'm going to also do
Blip,
that.
I need you.
And I'm going to try and hack this son of a bitch.
Okay. Give me a computer's check.
I got me a fancy hacking kit. That's a 28.
Okay.
29.
You run up, and like I think you like almost stick your
Get
fingers.
out of the way!
Yeah, get out of the way. You almost stick your fingers out to the computer before the rest of your body's there, and like by the time your feet catch up with the rest of you, you've already like hacked in and gained access. But now you're going to need to make a second check to see if you can stop this countdown.
I do that.
I believe. Can you do more than? I think it takes like an action to do that.
Oh.
I have no idea.
Um,
What am I trying to do?
you've hacked into the system. Now you're trying to override the door.
You can use the computers to hack a computer system to which you don't already have access. Hacking a computer system typically takes 1 full action per tier of computer system. You can cut this time in half for every 5 by which you increase the DC of the computer's check.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well then,
If you succeed at the check, you gain access to any part of the computer that is not behind a firewall. This allows you to use basic functions. Accessing parts requires an additional... Doesn't say... The accessing parts doesn't say anything about requiring different actions.
okay. So with that super high check, not only are you able to hack into the system, you're able to stop the countdown and open the door. And as the door like slides open, you see this goblin like fall down at your feet, Kima, and it's just breathing heavily, like, and it looks up. It says, "Thank you, you saved my life." And as it looks up at you, Kima, you recognize this goblin as Bish.
God damn it.
Could remember his name, but I know who it was.
And we're now out of combat rounds now.
I don't even really notice Domash or Officer Bashea right now. I just see Bish, and I'm like, what have you done this time?
Oh, Kima! Fancy seeing you here! And he puts his hands up in the air like, whoa, okay.
Domash, I'm even hearing her name on the wind.
He's
still rubbing his eyes out.
Domash goes, hey, man, I'm really sorry about that. It's just, sometimes he's got to let it all out at once. And he's trying to you all right? Cause can you see me? How many fingers am I holding up? And he's holding up 3 fingers in front of him.
3 fingers.
Yeah, all right. It looks like you can see then.
Thank God.
Yeah, to be honest, can we even hear him talk from over here?
Oh yeah, he's very loud.
And he's like, yeah, I thought you were going crazy, but I heard her name too. What the hell?
Blip hearing people talking, he's turns around, he's like, are these the guys?
Yeah, and she kind of looks away from Bish, and yep. Yeah, let's get him out of here.
Let's go, guys, come on, let's go.
And she kind of walks over there a little bit briskly, and kind of half-ass acknowledges Domash and drops his weapons in front of him, but goes over to Officer Bashea and hands him his weapons. And she's like, oh, sweetheart, what have you been doing? You look good.
Bashea sees all this happen in slow motion with music playing over it.
What's playing though? I want to know what song be playing as he sees her.
I don't know, some kind of 80s song. I don't have any good ones off the top of my head.
We'll have to get
I'll be watching
someone to
you.
put that in post.
Oh man, it's always me.
Why do you pick the creepiest song, Chris?
I'm a creep.
Domash kind of picks his stuff up, and he kind of doesn't believe it. He's like, what? How are you? What?
Hey, jackass, let's go.
Domash kind of turns. He's like, all right, mate, the fuck are you?
Does it matter? We're saving your ass. We're going.
Saving us from what? Where are we right now?
Does he always like this?
I wouldn't say he's the brightest.
He kind of
Yeah, that rat seemed pretty bright.
Great, another fucking fanboy. All right. It's lead the way then. Oh. It's huh. You kind of look like an old friend of mine.
Racist. He doesn't even know who you're talking about. And then Blip starts. Where are we going, Chris? We're going back towards where we came in.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he starts heading back down the hallway where they came through.
What is everybody else doing?
Before he starts following, Domash turns to Kima, and he kind of looks at her for a second. And goes, I mean, if I remember correctly, you didn't make all the right decisions either. So I'd be careful who you call not bright. Then he turns back around to follow the rat.
She waits to respond because right now she's kind of snapping in front of Officer Bashea's eyes, honey, are you okay? We got to get out of here.
The song is Can't Fight This Feeling by REO Speedwagon. And he's just staring off, or 1,000-yard stare.
So she... Did he ever, take the weapons from her, or is she still just holding them out in front?
He, tentatively reaches out and misses the weapon, and then grabs a hold of it.
Okay.
Thank you. He looks back at Domash, and, like a look of realization comes over him, and he's like, "You're playing a joke on me. I knew you guys were still running together. Rats looks different, though."
Domash kind of like, no, mate, for real. I don't know who that Yosoki was. Last time I saw Kima, she was in jail, and I haven't been with that crew in a while. I don't know what's going on.
Well, right now we're gonna get you guys out of here, and we can explain everything on the way.
Yeah, okay. I'm not letting you guys get anything else past me, okay? You forget I'm a detective.
Yeah, Domash kind of like, again, like, steals his gaze, and he looks at Kima, and he goes, "Yeah, you better be explaining." And he starts like walking after. I don't know if I heard your name or not,
Blip.
But yeah, he's following Blip.
Bashea walks up ahead of you guys, and he puts a hand on Blip, and he's like, "So how are your video games going?"
How do you know I like video games?
Oh, come on, Rats. Don't be like that.
I'm a rat, yeah. What of it?
Okay, hey, man, I know you were always a little bit touchy, but I'm just trying to bring some levity to this situation. I woke up in a prison. It's no place for a security officer such as myself.
Okay, dude, let's go.
So I'll just tag along with you guys for a while. Cool?
Yeah, Bish, come on.
All right, but I might just leave you at any moment because I don't really care.
Yeah, I know. Let's just. How about we get you to safety first?
Sure. Has anybody got a gun? They kind of took all my stuff.
We'll stop by. We'll stop by their. What would you call that? Their storage room
Bathrooms.
on the way out.
Armory.
Yeah, we'll stop by the armory on the
Janitor's
way out.
closet.
Oh, okay.
Lock him in there.
I'm in the janitor's closet a lot. Yeah, it's weird. Let's go.
Kima, she starts focusing her attention on Domash, and she's like, you seem pretty ungrateful for somebody who's breaking you free. Last I remembered, you had no issue leaving me behind, even though we had a whole lot of life or death scenarios, and God forbid one bad thing happen.
Domash kind of like stops. Well, I mean, two bad things, and he turns to Blip. He goes, "Thanks for saving me, mate. You're good in my books." And he just continues facing forward.
It's no wonder the crew didn't want you to stick around.
I don't think he likes you.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him either.
Then why are we here?
Oh, because there's that stupid little part of me that didn't want to leave him to die. But here we are. He's ungrateful. It doesn't matter if I'm left to die.
We've been talking too long. We should have been gone 5 minutes ago.
I assume we were walking as we were
Yeah,
talking.
that's what I
but-
thought. I thought we were walking.
Yeah, and as you're as you turn away from Bashea too, and you're having this conversation, Bashea, when she turns, her hair like flicks over, and for a moment, like you're like, oh, cool, but then you kind of flash back, and you have this memory of Domash being carried out of his house, and when she turns, like, it's the exact same thing, like the hair flick of the woman that was in that house, and you swear it's the same person.
Domash pulls out like a data pad. Or did I say Domash?
I do.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, Domash.
I pull out a
Bashea.
data pad.
Bashea pulls out a data pad, and he goes, "With the enemies defeated, the new band of adventurers ventured off further into this unknown prison. But maybe not everything is quite as it seems." Chapter 6. And he puts the data pad away.
I like how it still has the mechanisms of an old style tape recorder. You have to click the top of the buttons.
Yeah. He bought it from that shop owner that we talked to in Into the Unknown.
Oh, yeah.
Started with a J. Jules, yeah, I remember. He's like the vest guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say
He
like
just bought like a shitty recorder so that he could remember his storylines.
For some reason, I'm going to say like Jules Agama or something.
Yeah, something like
right.
that. So you make your way through this cell block area. You get back to the doorway. It's a red door where Blip and Kima, this is where you came from. Blip, I think being the tech-savvy guy of the group, you're able to just open the door. You pass through. And then there's a second door. You open that one up, you pass through. You've been here before, Blip. You and Kima both came this way. Mm-hmm. And go ahead and reveal a little bit more of the map here. Okay, so you're able to see in here. To the north is the room where you guys came from. You and Kima and Blip.
Blip's just like, as soon as the map's revealed, he's going up.
Yeah, and Kima's right behind him.
So, and then again to your south, there's kind of like an empty alcove. And then to the west, you see like a larger, like control room looking thing with a pretty beefy door.
Bish, where are you?
Sorry, the god of my life is not controlling me right now. I'll be there in a minute.
Do you want to give us control of him?
Yeah. That's a grand idea. Yeah. So this is kind of the place where you guys arrived. To infiltrate the base. I assume you're coming back here to find a weapon for Bish?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Kima, you're looking through all this stuff. A lot of it is just like maintenance equipment. Mm-hmm. Things for upkeeping the cell door, circuitry, stuff like that. Blip, you are going through one of the crates, and at the bottom of one of these things, like buried, is like a small junk laser. Doesn't seem to fit. Doesn't seem to fit the manifest though. Like, there's no reason it should have gotten in there. It must have been by mistake because everything else is just kind of maintenance oriented.
He pulls it out. Got one, and throws it over to and hits him in the face. Probably.
Yeah, you hit him right in the face.
Oh man, what the heck?
And he stoops down and picks it up and is like,
okay. I mean, I missed the old one, but cool.
Oh, don't be picky.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But I'm gonna complain anyway, because that's what I do.
That's true. I wouldn't expect any less.
Good. So, you guys gonna get me out of here or not?
Yeah, I mean, I assume there's nothing else they need, so they just continue to head to the exit.
So, I guess you guys kind of know the layout, huh?
Well, we got in here. Hopefully we can make it out.
Kind of confused, like, how you got in here, because I had to sneak on board. Security's pretty tight.
I'm good at my job.
I bet I'm better.
He chuckles but doesn't say anything.
Guess I win. All right, where are we going?
No, I don't. The GM of my brain knows.
No, at this point you're unfamiliar with the rest of the ship. This is the area that you're in, and now you're trying to figure how to get out.
Oh.
Wait, then how did we get in?
Yeah.
You actually climbed out of one of these crates. You were like infiltrated in.
Oh, you didn't tell us that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So we head back into the main hallway, and I guess you said the alcove across from the alcove that we're in is like just it doesn't have anything in it.
No, it looks like maybe like a staging area for something, but
okay, then we head straight down the hallway.
Yeah.
So you guys just planned to break in here and then improvise your way out?
Yeah, what's What else would you suggest?
It's what I always do.
I was just making sure. It's a good thing I took those improv classes after Madeline told me to get out of the house.
Oh, honey, I am so sorry. I was going to ask how everything was.
Who's Madeline?
Not great.
I don't want to know. Never mind.
My
He
wife
walks forward.
What? It's complicated.
Domash kind of puts his arm around him. He goes, "Oh, mate, it's all right. You know."
He brings you in for a hug again.
Oh.
Full embrace.
And he wants like awkwardly pats his it's all right, mate. Yeah, I know. Life sucks right now, but hey, remember you know, CrossFit, right?
Yeah.
Remember that.
If anyone wants to get a session after this, I think I could use a bit of relaxation.
We can hit up Jamba Juice after.
Really?
I
need a booster.
Yeah, mate. We'll go after this.
All right. So we got a big door here.
Yeah, so you walk into this area where it kind of opens up into a larger room. To the south, there's like a set of stairs, like very small, like two small platforms. To the north, there's a small platform. And there's like a computer terminal to the one to the north. To the west, you see a rather large door, and it looks like electricity, but it's not supposed to be electricity on the map. But yeah, you see like that the area where the black and white caution stripes are, right in front of the doorway. There's like a low glass barrier, and like, you know, like it's like a turnstile type thing, so you can walk through like one at a time for like controlled access. But yeah, you see the doors rather large and pretty heavily reinforced.
So it's currently locked right now?
Yeah, I mean, if you go up and try to open it, yeah, you're not able to open it.
You said there was like a control panel?
Bichet is like, well, if I remember correctly, Rats is pretty good with computers, so why don't you give this a shot?
The name's Blip.
Oh, is that your, like, gamer tag or something?
No, that's my name.
Oh.
Hey, Officer, Bashaya, he's a different person.
Yeah, sure,
Different
and
being.
you're in jail.
You hear Domash kind of grumble like, it should be.
Oh.
You know what, Domash, I cannot stress enough how much you should be thanking me right now. But obviously, you're too full of yourself to appreciate when someone's actually risking their lives to save yours.
Gosh, I love your guys' dynamic. This is just classic.
Domash kind of he kind of says to you, you know what? Fine, Kima. I'll give you a nice thanks for saving me, even though I really didn't ask. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing here. I woke up here. I had a guy questioning me about fucking Castrovel, you know, stuff I kind of try to want to forget about, but here we are, I'm getting questions over it. Okay, thanks, I guess.
I don't need your thanks. I need you to realize what it means not to leave somebody behind.
Okay, look, I'm sorry, but I'm not even really... yeah, I'm upset about you killing that guy, but that's not really the thing that pissed me off. You let them take Krios' body.
Okay.
Like, what the heck? Like, what's wrong with you?
I never meant to let it slide like that, okay? I'm sorry that we were in a bunch of other situations to where it kind of took precedence over Krios. I miss him. He's dead. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, but helping defile the memory of him?
I didn't help. I was with you. Do you think that I would be here right now putting my life on the line if I didn't feel some sort of remorse for not speaking up sooner? But for fuck's sake, you guys, you want to act like you're good people, But you leave someone behind like that easy? You have a whole lot of room to speak when you want to talk about me being a bad person.
It was kind of like, I mean, look, I try to be a good person. I've done things that I know I'm not a good person. But I mean, also, like, it wasn't just my decision to leave.
You're right, and you also didn't speak up. But how about for now, you go ahead and keep your mouth shut still, and maybe you'll get out of this thing alive, and you can make your father proud.
Pretty sure I've already done that, but sure.
Bashea holds up his... Like, he's been holding up his data pad to record this. And he's like, I don't have any of the context for this conversation, but I feel like it would make good dialogue in my book. Chapter 7.
Kima looks over at Officer Bashea and she's like, I really need you to focus and realize that we are in a very serious situation right now. I don't know what to do to make sure you can, like... Domash and I are not playing a game right now. Like, we have a history, and it's not a good one.
Kima, I want you to know that I would do anything for you.
Then take this seriously.
I would do anything for you. And my wife does not like when I tell her that.
While this conversation is going on, can I be working out this control panel or something?
I feel like he's like rolling his eyes like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, you can go over and work on the control panel.
Okay. Continue your talk.
Okay. Yeah.
So as Blit moves over, Bish moves over too, standing alongside the computer.
Oh no.
Man, this is really awkward. Good thing we're the computer guys.
Are you actually going to help? Or are you just going to stand there?
Oh, I'm the ones by the computer, you idiot.
Oh, you're right. I didn't move my character.
I don't know why we're yelling across the room.
There we go. Now we're together.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so, computer stuff. What do we gotta do?
I don't know, Chris. What do we got to do?
So yeah, if you're trying to get into the computer, just give me a computer's check to see if you can access it.
That'll be a 26.
26. Okay. So you are able to get into the system, and you see that this computer is in charge of overseeing the entire detention area. There's a pretty sizable list of all the inhabitants currently in their cells, and you also, let's see, like as you're going down through this list, you kind of see that there's a large majority of the cells have like robots and androids, but there's like a few, there's a pretty good majority of like living like humans and stuff too, like flesh and blood people.
Is there a select all and then open all anywhere?
There is. It's behind another firewall, so you'd have to access that because that's like a high security thing.
I do that.
Hold on, just hang on a second. Then there's also like a something called like door control and a security protocol.
That I can turn like on and off.
You just see that it says like security protocol. It's named. The module is named crowd control, and then there's another one that's cell door control.
I will try and disable the security control or security thing.
Okay. Roll another computer's check.
Ooh. Oh. I think I got it. 33.
Okay. Yeah. So you are able to disable this system, and you see the specifics of this thing. It's called a gravity trap. and what it does is like it increases the pool of gravity on the deck plating around the door area that you're in, with the idea of like pulling down any unruly prisoners. And you can see that the door area is like heavily reinforced, so that makes sense to you.
All right, I'm gonna open the door next.
Okay.
27.
Okay, yeah, so you are able to open this door with ease. You're like playing this thing like you're playing the piano, and as you open up the door, Bish kind of like taps like one key on the computer terminal. Is like,
Yep, see, I got it.
It's the alarm button.
Was that you rolling to aid or something?
no, he was just trying to take credit.
Oh, okay. Don't touch anything.
Oh, okay. Mr. Genius here.
And then I'm gonna select all and open all.
Do you think that's a good idea? I mean, we don't even know who these people are.
They're being captured by Zozos, so they're finding my book.
Guys, this guy's doing something crazy over here. We sure we want to do this?
Listen, as long as we get out of here, I don't care what kind of mess we leave behind for Zozos.
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah, little goblin man, this rat has helped out Absalom Station security on several occasions, and he's totally good in my book.
Like, Domash, like, hearing this, he kind of, like, puts his hands up to, like, before anybody says anything, and he, like, walks over to Bichet and goes, Oi, mate, look, I don't know if, like, I know you're kind of going through some stuff right now, so I'm just gonna kind of reiterate, that's not Rats, that's a different Yosoki. I think his name is Blip.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
I bet.
he goes, he puts both of his hands on his shoulder, he's like, mate, look, I'm being serious. Don't make that noise when I touch you, please. That's making this more uncomfortable than it needs to be.
I'm sorry, I haven't had much human contact in a while.
Fair enough, I guess. That's not Rats. Me and Kima aren't a team anymore. They're breaking us out of a prison from some guy. I'm not exactly sure who it is. They must know him. So, this isn't a joke. This isn't like some kind of fancy, like, show we're putting on for you. This is the real deal. So, you got it?
Yeah, I got it. And then
Okay.
he winks at Domash.
No, Domash just runs his hands on his face. He's like, oh my god. And he, like, turns and he goes, alright, hold on. He, like, looks at Kima and goes, alright, look. You need to talk to him. He's not listening to me. You kind of killed his marriage, so I kind of feel like you're responsible for some of this.
Domash, please. Madeline is a strong, independent woman, and she made her own decisions. It's not Kima's fault, okay? I miss her so much.
He like looks back at Kima and goes, look, alright, just can you do something to help the poor guy?
Yeah, I'll help him, but it's not for you, Domash.
I mean, wasn't really asking for me, just more or less so it's not confusing for him, but sure, okay.
Yeah, she like grabs him, and are these like doors open?
Yeah.
Or like okay.
Yeah, just open.
She grabs Officer Bashea by the hand and kind of leads him along.
And I'm gonna open all these cell doors.
Oh, guys.
All right, give me a computers check.
Natural one. No way, are you fucking for real?
Yeah, it's a natural one.
You suck.
That's
15.
a 42.
Yeah, we rats.
15.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not able to unlock it.
Oh, balls. Damn it. He, like, hits the thing and is like, okay, let's get out of here.
All right,
Yeah.
you
We're running off.
you pass through And inside, you see like a small, short corridor. It's about 10 or 15 feet long. We actually have to switch maps here.
Ooh, fancy. Multiple map time.
So you go through this small, short corridor. For some reason, I've got Bish at the front. He is definitely not at the front.
I don't even see Bish. You got Thanos snapped.
Layer he's on.
I don't feel so good.
Oh, now I roll a natural 20. Son of a bitch.
All right, so you make your way through the small corridor, and then you open up into another room here.
It's a gas chamber.
Don't say that.
All right, so inside this room, you see several doors to your north, to your west, and to the south. You also see down on the center of the floor, there's like a caution band, like going around the center, and you see that there's like a hatchway that goes down. To the south, you see like a set of double yellow doors, looks like caution doors. And then you see doors of varying colors all around the room. This chamber is like, I think it's like 6 by 6, pretty sparse as far as what is contained in here. Seems kind of like a central room.
I head in and check one of these doors.
All right.
Do you see me?
Yeah, is everybody moving over to where...
I was going to say, I feel like... I don't know if this is canon or not, Chris. You can tell me no or whatever. But I feel like Blip would have, like, downloaded the schematics to the ship. Or something.
Okay.
So I do have a Tier 3 computer on me.
Oh, you do?
Uh-huh. And I have all of the stuff, so it's miniaturized and all that stuff.
Okay. That's fair. So you'd have a general idea of what you're looking at. So the room that you are standing before now...
I was going to say, like, this would have happened before we got here, but, like, roll a computer's check after the fact to see if I actually did get schematics.
Yeah, there's actually, like, a security terminal over here that you would be able to access.
I don't know where over here is.
I didn't actually put it on the map, but it's, like, over here.
Oh, okay. I would like to do that, then.
Okay, give me a computer's check.
I'm going to roll a different dice. Someone's setting up fireworks.
It's the ghost.
It's a natural 20, 34!
Okay.
Jesus.
So, yeah,
you get crit machine over there.
You get
ones and 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got the complete layout of the ship here, and you know that the door that you're standing in front of, where Kima is the Hollow Suite.
Ooh. And the other door across the room?
Which one? Right here?
Yes.
That seems to be like the mess hall area.
And then this little hole in the middle?
It looks like it leads down to engineering. There is also crew quarters down there and some sort of cargo hold.
So, knowing these schematics, what would be the quickest way out of here?
The quickest way out is going to be right out the airlock.
Are we out in space? Do we not know that?
Yes, you two know that you're out in space.
Okay, so we need to find a way safely out of the ship.
Mm-hmm. Let me go ahead and tell you what else too. These right here, these double red doors, are
I didn't notice those.
Zosos quarters. This right here is the med bay, and then down this corridor is the way to the bridge.
We want to go to the bridge. Okay, I relay where all these doors go to. Alex, you were going to say something?
Yeah. Bichet is like, I've been kind of hesitant to say anything about this, but I just gotta speak up and say, like, what the hell are we even doing here?
Well, I know I Domash is here and why me and Blip are here, but you and Bish, I'm not entirely sure.
Hearing that, Domash kind of goes, I mean, can you tell me why I'm here? I'd kind of like to know.
I mean, I'm here just to steal stuff, that's all.
Oh yeah, he got on the ship the same way we did.
Yeah, I think I owe you an explanation, but let's get off of this ship if you don't mind first. I'd like to get off of here as soon as possible.
And then I relay the information of where each of these doors go to.
Yeah, so I start heading towards the bridge.
Ooh, you don't want to go.
That leads to the bridge.
You don't want to go to Zosos's quarters?
Hell no, I don't. But I relay the message that we need to be as quiet as possible so as not to alert anybody that we are here.
All right.
Time.
To the bridge.
All right.
Does Officer Bashea cooperate with being quiet?
Chapter 8.
I must be quiet, so I will not be talking for this chapter.
All right, so you make your way down the long, like this short, narrow corridor. There is a green door at the end of it. Give me marching order.
I do have an ability where people can stand in the same square as mine without any penalties.
Huh, what's that called?
Stand same square space.
It's called scurry. Also, when I haven't looked at this sheet in a while, I realized I took Kip up, which as a reaction I can stand up from prone. I took an ability called Moxie where I can already do that, but it's a swift action instead. So I switched out a feat while we were playing.
Cheater.
Oh, okay.
Cheater.
Which makes sense now because I was trying to have him where he talks fast, so I took fast talk.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm going to stealthily open this door up.
All right, roll.
Unless
stealth.
unless it's one of those doors that just goes at the same. You press a button.
Yeah, I mean most of them are like that, but
okay. Well, I'll try to stealthily push a button.
Stealth.
My stealth is... Oh, man. That's a 34.
Sneaky. He's just smashing these rolls today.
You bet.
So you push the button on the door, and it just... Whoosh. And...
Sounds the same as if I had done it the other way. Thanks, you guys, for listening to part 1 of episode 100. Continue the episode in part 2, coming out very shortly.
Hey guys, make sure to check out our website at adventureawaitspod.com. There you can find links to our Facebook and Twitter and keep up to date when we release new episodes. And a big thanks to Sirenscape for providing music and sound effects. Check them out at sirenscape.com, where you can revolutionize your tabletop gaming experience.